This is the final fourth quarter Earth cycle of this lunation. And for this lunar cycle, my purpose is to focus on the garden here at the property that Bodhi and I own. And so my purpose for this Earth cycle is to dig deep. And I wrote it over here on my note page in the center because I've decided to make this more of a visual graphic than specifically words when it comes to my purpose. And I'm going to lay that out here right now, what I'm doing here. So you have to, in order to create this flower of life pattern that I, use for the quantum memoir, you start with these 6 inner spheres here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6 above and below. So you have a below sphere, which is red, and then you have your waxing spheres, which are orange and yellow, and then you have your above, which is green, and then you have your waning spheres, which are light blue and dark blue or indigo. And that together we have purpose here in the center. This is purple. And so this is representing the crown chakra. And if you follow the other chakras, you could see that these are the root, sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat chakra, and third eye. And so this is my Earth cycle. This is this rotation of energy that Bodhi and I use and some others use, that we make sure that we're focusing on different aspects for each phase of the moon. In this case, the full lunar cycle is 4 different quarters, and therefore there's 4 quarters in the Earth cycle. And so this 4th quarter of integrate of the Earth cycle is actually also the waning gibbous moon, and which is our waning crescent moon, which is the lunar cycle, the lunar phase that we're now going to be starting. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to finish my accelerate sphere, because we've now reached this 3rd quarter moon. And then this is the Earth cycle that I'm going to be focusing on digging deep, right? Because it came up for me this week as we've been digging this pond in my express sphere. So I'm going to take that awareness and I'm going to focus on it for the next 7 days. So my purpose for this Earth cycle, this integrate phase of the lunar cycle, is to dig deep. And this is going to be not just physically here for our pond and for our garden, but this is also, within me, at the center of me. So in a way, we can look at this as like a recipe, or the seed that I'm planting, and then the things that it takes to cultivate that. So in this case, the recipe is the purpose sphere right there in the center. And so the purpose is the recipe or the seed that I'm planting, the recipe that I'm making. And then it's going to take all of these ingredients or steps to cultivate this purpose. And so on the first day, I define my purpose. On the second day, I add the root chakra. Third day, I add the sacral chakra. Fourth day, I add the solar plexus. Fifth day, I add the heart chakra. Sixth day, I add the throat chakra. And on the 7th day, I refine with the third eye chakra, completing this cycle, bringing me back to the purpose, the full spectrum here of all the colors together. And then I've completed my recipe, or I've grown whatever seed it was that I was planting when I started the cycle. And so in this case, this is just a 7-day cycle. But when I add 4 of these up uniquely that have the ponderings of activate, evaluate, integrate, and accelerate, not in that order, then I am able to fulfill a much larger goal right here, a goal that takes 28 days. And in this case, the garden is going to take more than 28 days, but getting it started. So I had the 1st quarter over here. I had the 2nd quarter here with evaluate. I had the 3rd quarter over here with accelerate. And now I'm going to be starting that 4th quarter of integration. And so that's what this digging deep is all about. Integrating everything that I've been focusing on for this lunation.